Hello horror fans and welcome back to the most perniciously precarious paranormal platform, Top 5 Scary Videos, the YouTube network that you either know and love or perhaps would like to know a little bit better. As per usual, I'll be your host Jack Finch for your daily dose of zoological horror. So gather round and come on in, string up the rigging, don your exploratory hat, spark up the generator as we step aboard the chug boat that will sail us into the very heart of the intrepid Amazonia and take a look at 5 scary creatures found in the Amazon. The name Amazon is said to be derived from a conflict between French explorer Francisco de Orellana and the indigenous Tapias tribe, where women of the tribe fought alongside men and were said to resemble the Amazons, fierce warrior women of Greek mythology. The Amazon rainforest, also known as Amazonia or the Amazon jungle, is a moist broadleaf forest that covers the majority of the Amazon basin of South America. It is a colossal 2.1 million square miles, traversing over 9 countries, the majority of which being Brazil, but also snaking into Peru, Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, Bolivia, Guyana, Suriname and French Guiana. In that insane amount of space live some pretty gnarly creatures, some of the most terrifying beasts that Mother Nature can muster. So let's take a look. Before we begin though, you know the drill by now. Make sure to hit that subscribe bell so you can stay up to date with our latest and greatest uploads. If you're a fan of this video or just top 5 scary in general, then be a dear and hit that thumbs up button and share it with your nearest and dearest horror fans. Kicking off at number 5, the poisonous dart frog. Well, quickly jumping off, these guys have enough poison to kill 10 men. No, they don't all have a vendetta against 10 specific men, but you get the picture. The poison dart frog is a species commonly known as the Dendrobatidae family, which are native to tropical Central and South America. Now, it's important to note that while all of these frogs exhibit bright coloration, not all of them exhibit the great toxicity which is synonymous to them. Often called dart frogs due to their indigenous tribal use of their toxic secretions to poison the tips of blow darts, these little guys are literal walking and riveting biological weapons. Yeah, probably not the most outwardly terrifying of the bunch, and you'll generally be fine in their vicinity as long as you don't lick them, because then you'll die a very painful death. Coming in at number 4, the Candirus. No, I'm not going to lie, the Candirus fish is the most horrific species on this list, for one reason and one reason alone that we're going to very carefully get to without me freaking out. The Candiru, also known as Candiru, the toothpick fish, or the vampire fish, are a species of parasitic freshwater fish. Technically part of the catfish family, they're native to the Amazon basin and often found swimming in a sinister manner through the rivers of Bolivia, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador and Peru. Avoid them. Doesn't sound horrific at all, right? You may say. Well, these little bundles of absolute nightmare fuel are renowned for their tendency to invade and parasitize the human urethra. Yes, these guys swim up your pee when you're taking a pee. So this is a warning to never ever take a wee in the waters of the Amazon, ever. These little abominations are parasitic and have short spiky barbs around their head, together with backward pointing spines on their gill covers. They primarily invade the gills of larger Amazonian fishes and feast on their insides. So once they're in, they're in. Next up at number 3, the red-bellied piranha. These guys possibly have the worst reputation of any fish on the planet. They're the murderous, cannibalistic maniacs of marine life. Also known as the red piranha, they're native to South America, found in the Amazon, Paraguay, Piranha and Essequibo basins. Contrary to popular belief though, they're omnivorous foragers and primarily feed on insects, worms, crustaceans and fish. They commonly utilize acoustic communication, which is sometimes exhibited with a very typical aggressive behavior. There are some pretty crazy myths that surround this species. In 1978, Joe Dante tried turning them into a Spielberg version of Jaws in the synonymous horror film Piranha. It even reached a sequel, Piranha 2, The Spawning, and then 2 remakes respectively, ending with 2010's Piranha 3D. Not the best of movies, I'll admit, but in actual fact these guys are actually pretty chill, and while they often travel in huge swarms, this is mainly for predatory defense and they rarely exhibit group hunting behavior. Still, I wouldn't risk it though, would you? Next up at number 2, the Tyrant King Leech. Now we're getting into the real nightmare inducing stuff. The Tyrant King Leech, aka the Tyrannobella rex, is the T-Rex of the Leech Kingdom, and it is absolutely terrifying. Also, it was only discovered in 1997, so we know pretty much next to nothing about it. The Tyrant King has puzzled scientists since the start of its discovery, and has been found to use its internal 8 teeth to burrow into the orifices of mammals. Yeah, that includes the eyes, urethras, rectums, and vaginas. Nope, 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 nope. The Leech has been found to take sustenance from the mucous membranes of the mammalian upper respiratory tract, and is notoriously known to be found feasting on humans. It was first found in the nose of a 6-year-old boy in San Martin, Peru, who had been complaining of headaches. And finally, at our number 1 spot, the green anaconda. The green anaconda, also known as the common anaconda and water boa, is a snake of the boa species exclusively found in South America. It is the heaviest and longest snake ever recorded. Yet, compared to some of the stomach churning points on this list, the green anaconda is relatively tame. It's non-venomous and doesn't necessarily pose a threat on land. But in water, yeah, there's nothing more terrifying. Local names in South America refer to it as the Matatoro, the bull killer. In Native American, Sucuri and Yakumama, the water mother. The longest and heaviest of the species ever encountered was by Dr. Jesus Antonio Rivas, a female measuring over 17 feet long and weighing 215 pounds. It is thought though that the majority of the Amazon is still relatively unexplored, and many of the specimens captured by scientists has been in the more accessible regions of the Amazon. In the density of the rainforest, which has much larger prey, it's incredibly likely that it's home to some much larger snakes. Well, what do you guys think? What do you think is the scariest creature in the Amazon? Or maybe you don't find them terrifying at all. Maybe you're a fan of the weird, creepy creatures of Mother Nature. Speak your mind in the comment box down below. If you're a fan of this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe bell. As always, I've been your host Jack Finch. You've been watching Top 5 Scary Videos, and until next time, you take it easy.